This is an Envoice Media podcast.
I went to my room, opened the door, all my retail was gone. Poof, gone.
And then it turned into, I'm going to burn your business to the ground.
We all have the right to not accept clients that we don't feel comfortable.
You're listening to Not Just Lashes. Here are your hosts, Shannique and Dixie.
Hello.
Welcome. Ooh, same time. Look
unison.
at us. We're in sync today. Yes. Welcome to Not Just Lashes.
Yay.
So today we've got some topics.
Yes. So we're going to talk about the ugly.
Yeah.
And
it gets real ugly.
It gets real ugly. And over the last 17 years of me doing eyelashes, there's two stories that come to mind that stick out that we have dealt with in the past at Glam Spa. And I want to talk about that. And then another one that didn't personally happen to us, but we saw off of social media.
Yeah, just recently.
Yes.
And I think it's been pretty trendy in like the lash community. Everybody's been sharing that because it's insane. It's very shocking.
Yes. So let's get started.
Okay. I'm excited.
Yeah. Okay. So
First story years ago. We'll call her Granny. Okay. Okay.
So Granny was my client, and I'm guessing she was in her late 70s, possibly early 80s.
Okay.
And I saw her maybe a handful of times within the last 3 months time span. Okay.
So she was semi-regular client.
Semi-regular, still fresh, still new. Now she got facials from me and eyebrow waxing, but this time it was different. She gave me a list of everything that she wanted done. Eyebrows, tinting, lashes, facial, waxing, retail, the whole 9 yards. And I was like, okay, cool. So did my services on her, and we're chatting away like she's Granny, and we're just having that almost family talk, right? Like you're talking
Granddaughter,
to grandma. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
So anyways, I told her, okay, we're done with all the services. So go ahead, get changed. And at the time, I had this little tiny studio, and I had all my retail surrounded in my tiny room, on the wall.
On shelves, yeah.
On the shelves. And so I said, go ahead, get changed. Went to the front desk. And I'm sitting there waiting for her to walk out, because at that time and place, I always told my clients, hey, I'll meet you at the front desk.
Yeah, because they're changing back into their clothes. They just got a service done. You want to give them some space.
Give them some space. Yeah, go use restroom, whatever. Anyways, I'm waiting, and I'm waiting, and I'm waiting. And I'm like, okay, something.
TikTok, Granny, what's going on?
Yeah, something is so weird. So I went to my room, opened the door. All my retail was gone. Poof, gone, from the walls.
Oh,
and I'm
gosh.
going, okay, this is weird. What happened? Now we had a back door next to my room. Yeah. And so I went outside, and there was a hairstylist smoking a cigarette. And she goes, your client has a really young boyfriend, doesn't she? And I was like, what do you mean? And she's like, yeah, she just jumped in and left her walker behind.
Walker in the dust.
She
left just her walker on the street.
Yes, she left her walker behind, jumped into a convertible with her young boyfriend, with my retail, and they took off.
That's wild.
So
They
how
just
many
stole
hours?
everything.
They sold everything.
Did you find her? Did you?
No.
What did you do? What?
So I had to file a police report. And the only
You're
thing,
the granny ran off with my
yeah, I was like,
products.
I thought we had a connection here. I thought we
You've
were
been fooled.
I was so
She used her
fooled.
charming grandma
Yes.
to undermine you, and you fell for it.
I did. And she was in an actual walker scooting away.
She's dedicated to the role.
She was so dedicated to her role. She
was she actually that old, or I'm like picturing a wig and everything too, like that she really just was.
She was really that.
Yeah, because you were with her skin, like you knew that she was.
Yeah, there was no wig. Yeah, so
do you think it was her boyfriend or like her son? Like it's a family business. Like they do this kind of.
I think it was definitely a business.
Yeah.
You know, the woman smoking a cigarette outside, she was like, yeah, they were like kissing each other. And
so hopefully boyfriend, not son.
Yes, let's hope that.
Yeah.
But I was just like, wow, like how creative. So all I could do was laugh.
Yeah.
I just was laughing and laughing and laughing. Even like the police was like, what does she look like? What kind of car? And I was like, I can't tell you. I just cannot. But I could tell you the amount that is completely, out of my pocket. Stolen. Yeah.
So did you have any information on her if she's been your client for a while?
So we called the phone number that we would always call to, confirm appointments. And it was like, and we're like, wait a minute. Wait, is this so next day we called that number again. This number has been disconnected.
Dang.
Yeah, dang. And then a year later, she calls me.
What? Mm-hmm. She's back?
Granny is back. She calls me and she goes, hey, so I want to get a facial. I want to do this. And I was like, look.
Does she think that you don't remember her?
I guess, yeah. She's just playing. She's like, well, she was stupid once. She'll be stupid again. Stupid is what stupid does. Anyways, so yeah, no, she was like, I want to do a facial, lashes, blah, 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 blah.
She was trying to do the whole thing again.
And I was like, no, Granny, like you owe me money. And then she hangs up the phone and then the receptionist instantly calls her. And again, it's like, and then this call is disconnected.
How do you disconnect a number that fast?
I don't know. But that was like, again, I had to give it to her for trying again. Like, who does that?
Crazy.
Yeah. So I don't know what happened.
I can't believe she called again. Did you ever hear of like any other people in like the neighborhood that got like granny scammed?
No. But we kept an eye out. But nothing happened. But that said, now what?
And what did you learn?
What did I learn from this? And like, what would I have done?
A little old lady
differently? Park your walker back here. I'm gonna keep this. But what I learned was like, just say, hey, I'll wait at the door with a glass of water. That's number one. What you can do, like as a, service provider and your client is, kind of what they do at like massage places. I'll be outside, waiting for you with a bottle of water. That would have helped because then I could see her possibly exiting or trying to exit or stealing something. I don't know.
Yeah, I'm picturing our spa now. She could not make a clean getaway now.
No.
We have a lot of stairs. That's for one.
Cameras.
And there's only one entrance and exit.
Yeah. So, I mean, but we'll get to that later. What else? What do you take from this situation? Like, what would you have done differently? Or what can we do to prevent that from happening ever again?
I mean, just what you were saying. I mean, hopefully it's not a common occurrence, Like, I hope that this is just an ugly, random experience.
Yes.
But it's just, you can't let your guard down.
No, you can't.
Yeah, you can't trust the little ladies.
And when we made the move to Agora Hills, I made sure that everybody would either partially pay online or fully pay for their service.
Yeah, deposits are just really...
Deposits are so important and so helpful.
And not even just in that situation, just in general. Like, it gets your time. You have to... Someone else could have had that spot. Somebody, it's just...
For sure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I remember in the beginning, I felt weird asking for a deposit, or like, you know, because some people get weird about it, or they, you know, but
Yeah. But it's really something that I feel like every business should do
Yeah.
to protect themselves.
and it shows like respect,
Yes.
you know, like
Yes.
when a business does that to me, it makes it sound like it's being mean or something like that. But like if someone says, "Oh, I need to take down a credit card," like it makes you feel okay. They're taking me seriously. I'm going to take them seriously, and
That's
I'm
right.
responsible for coming to this appointment.
That's
and it's
right,
on,
yeah.
you know.
I think it's very professional, and it does clean up your business, you know? Like you said, you mean business, she means business.
We're not here to mess around. We're here to
No.
get some lashes on you.
That's right, Granny. That's right. So, you know, you learn from your early days to, you know, what can we do to prevent this from happening?
Yeah.
But definitely those two things I think are a good
Yeah.
way to kind of, you know, watch what your clients do.
Yeah, because you never know. Like I think I'm a very trusting individual for the most part, but yeah, you never know.
Yeah,
I mean,
you may
like-
look cute, but
Are you saying I'm untrustworthy?
well, I'm just saying, like anybody could look
Yeah.
cute.
Oh, yeah.
and
And
be a little
innocent and-
conniving.
yeah.
Just kidding.
Look over there, and then it's,
Right. Yeah. Well, share your story. What happened to you personally at Glam Spa?
which one?
The candle lady.
Candle lady. Well, I
Yes.
didn't even see. This is me. I didn't even know this was going on. Like, I was done with her. Like, I took my client and I did her lashes, and it was my next one was coming or something. So I'm cleaning up. I'm just in my room, and then we have products out there. And I used to be manager, so there used to be somebody at the desk like helping.
Right.
But now it's like, oh, if your client sees something that they want outside that's not in your room for product, you like check them out and you tell them about it and stuff like that. But
Yeah.
sometimes you don't have time or whatnot, and then they'll say, okay, I'll talk to you later or whatnot. But I guess she just, fooled around with all the stuff and didn't know that we had cameras and took
So
some
silly.
candles.
Yeah.
And continued to take candles. And then I think they were candles. We were supporting one of your friends from high
Yes.
school, her business, and they were candles she made. So then we had to tell her that your candles got stolen.
Oh my God.
And they were like working together.
Yeah.
And she admitted that she loves taking, like in front of her, like they were at a,
Farmer's market
Yeah,
or
something. And she was, like,
I
just-
love taking things.
yeah.
I'm
And then it was
wait,
like,
what?
oh.
Okay.
And then it was like, then she mourned us. And then that's when we looked back in the cameras and we're like, oh,
Yeah.
Yeah.
But did she deny it at first? Did she say like, no, I didn't take it?
I don't even, did we confront her? I don't,
Yeah, I think
no, she confronted her.
Helena.
I don't know. Are we using names?
Helena's my friend.
Okay.
Yeah, so we could use Helena.
Okay.
But yeah, Helena confronted her.
Yeah.
and
I think
to
it was
find
over
out-
text or something. Yeah.
Yes. But to find out, this client ended up going into some business areas and trying to resell
Oh, yeah.
our products. And that was mind blowing. Mm-hmm. That was mind blowing. Some people I feel like could have a condition of was a
Kleptomania.
klepto, yeah. So they have an issue with not leaving things.
Yeah. It was just a
They
weird
wanna
situation
touch
because
and take. you
she
know?
didn't, to me, she didn't really deny it. Like, it was like,
Yeah, I did.
no, I'm paying for it eventually. Like, what?
Okay, so that makes it right. No,
Maybe in her world.
maybe.
I don't know. But yeah, no, it was just weird. Like, to me, it just nothing made sense. Like, the whole,
No, it's very put off. I mean, the woman was probably a little bit older than me, and I know she had kids too. And I was like, what are you doing? Like, you're showing your kids to like take things and resell them? Like, I don't know. But it just like, it just makes you sad that like there are people out there like that.
Yeah. And no, it's
know?
Unfortunate that you have to, you know, really be on them or watching them or, you know, because then we didn't fully, I think I took her like a couple more times, but every time she came, we were like watching her, you know, and it was uncomfortable. And it just like, that's not the space we want to create. We don't want others to feel uncomfortable. Like people are waiting, you know, it's just, but how do you go about it in a professional way and not, you know,
accuse somebody of doing something.
Yeah,
but
because everyone gets defensive too, and then they're gonna go off the handle, and then.
But this one didn't. She just admitted it. So that was kind of like.
And this is before the whole smash and grab era.
She's a trendsetter, setter.
But yeah.
So what could we have done differently?
I think I mean, not saying we should have someone at the front or you need someone at the front.
Because sometimes when you're in those salon suites, there's really nothing you could do. Everybody's kind of doing their own thing.
Yeah.
You know, have their doors shut. So they're not paying attention to their neighbors, really.
Yeah.
You know?
It's more just, I mean, we did everything we could. You know, we had cameras up and thankfully, like, we don't keep the most expensive stuff out there. You know, like, it would be horrible if, you know, she stole machinery or, you know, facial products that we use on our clients or, you know, stuff like that. So thankfully we know to keep those sort of things locked in our rooms.
Definitely.
But yeah, just having your guard up, like you don't have cameras.
Cameras are huge because even if they deny it, you have something on tape. Or maybe like in our situation where the studio is kind of like almost like a horseshoe in a sense.
Yeah.
We could like someone could leave their door open. Like I leave my door open most of the time.
Yeah.
So I could hear.
My door just automatically shuts.
Yeah.
I don't
Whoa.
It just likes to close.
It just closes by itself. It's the ghost. The glam spa
We do
ghost.
think we have a ghost at Glam Spa.
We do. We do.
Multiple.
Yeah. And he only comes out at night for some weird
like
reason.
late appointments. Yeah.
Yeah. What should we name him?
Granny. Just kidding. She's back. No.
That's too good. Yeah. A camera is leaving your door open.
Oh, I was still thinking about what to name the ghost.
No, I like Granny.
Glam Ghost.
Glam Granny Ghost. Yeah, I like it.
Yeah. But yeah, you just have to keep your eyes out. Unfortunately, it's like a sad realization in itself.
Oh, for sure.
And you just have to protect your business, and insurance is a big thing. Like,
yes.
even just, I think we talked about it before, but not even just for your spa itself, but for yourself and covering yourself. And there's insurances out there. I think it's like, it must have gone up a little bit since I first got it, but it's like, I think it covers you. It's like $100 for the year or something, and it covers a lot, you know. But just having that, like, I've never had to use it, but I feel like a lot of estheticians don't know that, especially if you're doing a business on your own or just starting out. I think it's really important to have that, because I mean, if you're working for someone. I know when people work for us, we just tell them automatically to get it. But sometimes you never know if you're working for a big corporation or something like that. They might have their own insurance, but
yes, they do.
Who knows if it's what it covers all for you? It might just stop at a certain, you know. But it's all these little things that you might not think of, especially right out of school.
Yeah. Oh, for sure.
Yeah, until something happens, and then you're like, oh. Would have been nice to have insurance for all my products because now I have to start all over again.
And that's why sometimes it's definitely worth it to pay for that extra I guess, umbrella to protect you because retail is expensive, especially now with inflation. It's doubled, quadrupled, to be honest.
Well, and you always have to do what a lot of people don't know. And I know because I've worked as your manager and like assistant, so I would make the orders. But a lot of accounts, they make you do an opening order, which can be like $1,000 right off the bat. And that's hard as like baby SD, you know, am I going to use all these products? I mean, they do expire eventually too. It's not like they have a shelf life. And what if you're not using, you know, so that can be scary as well. So you need to have these little things that protect yourself. But if you're confident, you know, with yourself, then go for it, open that order, but have a safety net.
And talking about that opening order, and this was when we first moved into Glam Spas, 7 years ago? One of my product line, the opening order was $4,000. So I could only imagine what it is now.
Yeah.
8,000, 16, like, well, it's a lot.
Yeah.
So you do want to protect yourself and have some extra umbrellas to protect you. But
Looking at my notes quick.
Also, what did we see online this weekend that just like blew our minds?
Actually, this kind of goes with the blow the mind thing because, okay, we'll see how it connects after I tell the story. But do you remember you weren't at work yet and you had a client, let's say 10 o'clock. But I was already there with my client. And you're calling me. You're like, if someone's coming over and they're acting crazy, like they're upset, blah, 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 like don't let them in. And I was like, oh, okay. Just lashing away.
What did I do?
No, it wasn't you. You were saying how you got off the phone with someone and they were yelling at you saying, I had an appointment at 10 o'clock today. And you were being kind and you were saying, I'm sorry. I have someone already at this time. I can take you later in the afternoon. And she was just going off on you. It was a first-time client. And because we're human, we make mistakes.
Right. And especially once you start getting so busy. Computers make mistakes too.
You know, you just have to communicate with your client and try to solve the situation. So that's what you're trying to do. And then it turned into, I'm going to burn your business to the ground. Like, I'm going to write all this Yelp, blah, 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 like just going off and acting crazy, which to me is an overreaction.
You think?
I know the podcast is called It's Not Just Lashes, but it's just lashes. Okay. No one was going to die. Like she didn't have to get into the doctor. She didn't have like, you know, and you were offering her other times. It wasn't like, you know, it was insane, the reaction. So after locking the doors, and then you came in, you were doing your client, she realized that the appointment was the next day at 10 o'clock.
Ooh,
she had booked it. Yes. You had it right. It was booked for the next day at 10.
Yeah.
And so.
And then what?
Did she apologize? I don't even remember if she apologized. I just know that she wanted to still keep the appointment. And then, but that's when you learn
not everybody that you're going to take is going to have the same ethical
you can
background.
That's when you can say no. Yeah. And that, you know what, they're probably going to cause more trouble in the end.
It's so true.
Like I would be scared to do her lashes if I like put a lash on like that she didn't like or like, it's going to burn my business to the ground.
Yeah.
Which brings us to.
Yeah.
Well, you found it. Do you want to explain it?
Oh, my goodness.
And maybe you guys have already seen it. Who knows?
I'm not quite sure if it was a baby esthetician or if she's been in business for a very long time, but
I want to say I feel like she's been in business for a while because of the way she like talks and handled it.
Yeah, she handled it very, very well. So there was this lash artist, and recently she was communicating with her client saying, I'm so sorry. I don't know. Let's call her Jennifer. Jennifer, I can't get you in today, but I could get you in 2 days later, or I don't know.
Yeah.
You know,
just
I
like a conversation. Like
conversation, yes.
Here, wait, let's role play.
Okay.
Okay.
Hello.
I'm Jennifer.
Hi, Jennifer. I know you want to get in. I'm
Yes,
trying
today,
my
right now.
best. Well, I cannot right now
Why?
with a client.
What? Okay, so when can I come? I'm right here. I can come
I'm sorry,
right now. Finish her up.
And this is what the lash artist did. She grabbed her phone and she took a picture above the woman she was working on saying, hey, Jennifer, like as you could see, I'm going to show you a picture. I'm working on a client right now. Mm-hmm. Well, apparently the client just wouldn't have it. She just lost it on her. And luckily this lash artist, she had cameras in the parking garage and around her.
Madness.
It's madness.
I'm trying to pull up the conversation so I can really reenact it.
Yes, pull up the conversation. But she set
I have a script.
the lash artist's car on fire. Like it
Set it ablaze.
Ablaze.
Like,
Was there anything left? I mean,
But it's
look
like-
at it. I can't.
I'm sorry
it's
that
like
you
the
couldn't get an
Woolsey
appointment.
fire right
but now you have your car's on fire. Like, how is that even in the same realm? Like,
No.
you know, eye for an eye. Okay, you couldn't get me into your appointment, so I burn your car? That doesn't seem very fair.
No, this is so extreme. I've never seen
What would
anything
you do?
like it.
I'm just
What would I have done differently? I think this girl
No, not differently. I
has
just like, what would you do if you saw your car on fire and you're like, you're calling the cops or whatever, and you have to explain, like, I'm sorry, I couldn't get them into their appointment.
I know it sounds stupid and silly, but that's the truth. That's the truth, what happened. And, you know, luckily she did call authorities and report it. And I think I think people know who this woman is on the internet now.
Yeah, I mean,
you can't hide it because her
I wonder, is there
body
any
and her
follow-up?
face is
Like,
there.
has she gone to jail or anything?
No, but we did see other estheticians freak out on Instagram and reenacting the situation. like, wait a minute. Susan's mad. And then there's an esthetician who goes outside and goes, where's my car? Where's my car?
Flames.
Flames. So everybody now is reacting like, I need to make sure.
Yeah.
I need to look, make sure everything is in its place.
I'm not going to let any of my clients know what car I drive. It's like,
No.
oh, I drive that Toyota Corolla over in the left part of the lot.
Everybody knows what kind of car you drive. Too late.
Yeah, but they don't know which one. There's a lot of Teslas on the road nowadays.
Yeah, that's right. So, yeah, this is something just
It's crazy, but this is
absolutely
the ugly.
absurd.
And
This
I'm
is the
sure,
ugly.
like,
This is the
everybody has
ugliest.
stories. Like, I would
Yes.
love people, if they would just write up or something like their crazy stories. Because I'm sure, like, all across the country, like, wild.
Oh, yeah. I think definitely. I mean, I haven't heard any other lash podcasters talk about their crazy situations. And I want to put it out there.
Yeah,
that
sometimes you think, is it just me? But, like, obviously
it's
not.
not
Like,
just-
no one set
no.
our car on fire, but
No.
someone threatened.
That's right. Someone stole. Granny, said she was going to bake me cookies, but she never came back with cookies. She just took my stuff.
So what would be your advice for the crazies? Like, when dealing with crazy clients? Like,
Well, I
'cause
think
there's
we
no,
already
like,
talked about
rational-
what I would do differently
Yeah.
or whatever. But this situation when the car is like in flames or someone's yelling at you over the phone, I'm sorry. Can we talk about this when I'm done with my client? That way, I have 100% of your undivided attention.
Yeah.
And we could definitely solve something together.
and the biggest thing too is
And never react.
You can't. Yeah, you
cannot
cannot
react.
yelling. If you yell back or you're acting the same way they are, or getting on their level, it just causes more issues.
It causes a blaze. It causes a fire. No, you can't. And I've seen that before in other situations with other people where they react, they talk, they snap back, or they give them their 2 cents, and it doesn't pan out.
It doesn't help anybody out, and
it makes them more mad.
And if you lose the client, like, I'm not saying like beg for them to keep your, you know, with this like lady before she burned the car, like, oh, you should have gotten her in, or you should. No. Like you have the right to like not take some, or if you physically can't, like, but
yeah, we all have the right to not accept clients that we don't feel comfortable with.
But her getting angry and burning her car, like,
that was insane.
But burning, like, if me as the lash artist, she burnt my car, and then I go find her car and burn it.
Oh, gotcha.
What is that doing? Like, you know, it's just like,
no.
This is obviously like a really dramatic situation, like over the top, like, but when people are upset, you know, just let them be upset.
Yeah.
Just let it happen.
Yeah.
And they'll move on.
Exactly. You got to be peaceful, keep the peace. You know, it's
bite your tongue.
Hard. Yeah. And sometimes it's hard for people to get mad at somebody who's handling a situation correctly and is super nice about it and kind and patient. Okay.
That's all. Yeah.
That's the key. That's the key to success, is just to take it easy. And if they're mad, you just
because a lot of the time I feel like people just want to get heard and, you know, solve the situation. And
well, I had a situation with Kelly's client when she first started. And this woman was, I want to talk to the manager. And I go, okay, hi. Yes, I'm the owner. And she's like, she looked at me weird. And I was like, Kelly? I was like,
it's just her face.
That's just, what? I was like, no. She was busy walking by, and she just walked by. Oh, blah, blah, blah. And I was hearing her out, and I said, okay. I said, Kelly, is that the situation? And Kelly's like, no, I just came out of the bathroom and walked past her and was cleaning up and getting ready for her. And then I was going to introduce myself and blah, blah, blah.
Yeah.
But this woman just didn't like that at all. And yeah, we don't know what happened to her prior to our visit, but it got to the point where she was like, aren't you going to yell at her? And I was like, me? I was like, for what? For what? It's just like the way that she looked at me. And I was like, I'm sorry, I'm not. Is she going to get in trouble? You're not going to do anything? Are you weak? And I was like, no, I'm not, but you could leave. I said, we're not fighters here. And, you know, if this is something that you didn't like, I'll give you your deposit back.
Yeah, it's like, it's
Bye.
Okay, they're not a good fit.
No.
Apparently. Like, I
don't know. See, again, no words.
Yeah.
And then at the end, Kelly was like, oh my God, I'm so sorry. What did I do? And I'm like, you did nothing. You did absolutely nothing. And sometimes you just, I don't know, maybe she had a bad day. Maybe she spilled her coffee like all over her on the way here. I don't know.
Yeah. You never know what someone else is going through.
Exactly. So, yeah. So we gave another example. And we'll continue to do it.
Yeah, because there's a lot of examples.
Unpredictable situations that you just don't know. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Yeah, the lash world.
The lash world. All right. I think that wraps up the ugly.
That does.
It does. That was pretty ugly.
Yeah.
So let's tune in next time. My lash aliens.
What did she say?
Lash aliens. I don't know.
We'll see you in the next universe, I guess.
Bye. Follow us on Spotify.
Yeah.
YouTube.
Apple.
Mm-hmm.
Podcasts.
Anywhere you can find podcasts.
At Not Just Lashes Podcast.
Yay.
Follow us on Instagram.
Bye, guys.